All right, we in Exodus 22 and 14. We'll start there. It said, and if a man, we're going over Leviticus the 19th chapter, and if a man borrow aught of his neighbor, and it be hurt or die, the owner thereof being not with it, he shall surely make it good. You got to make up for the loss, the owner's loss. But if the owner thereof be with it, you shall not make it good. If the owner's still there, no. If something happened, you don't have to make it good. If it be an hired thing, it shall, if it be a hired thing, it came for his hire. It came, you used it to work with, it came for the hire. And if a man, that's all I want on that. Let's jump to some other topic. Go to verse 21. Let's jump to verse 21. Thou shalt neither vex a stranger, nor oppress him, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. He's telling us we're not supposed to vex, a stranger or oppress him. That's our people. Because we have strangers. Like a lot of you could be strangers to me, or I could be a stranger to you that are an Israelite. For you were strangers in the land of Egypt. Ye shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child. He's telling us. These are laws. You shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child. Those whose fathers has died, and the woman who's lost her husband. If thou afflict them in any wise, and they cry at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry. Those that have lost their father, the women that have lost their husband. If thou afflict them, you afflict them in any wise, any means whatsoever, and they cry at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry. See, I'm going to hear their cry. Remember we said, you care about the poor, the widow, the fatherless. If thou afflict them, if you afflict them in any wise, any way, shape, or form, and they cry at all unto me, they cry unto the Most High, I will surely hear their cry. And my wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword. Hear what he said? And my wrath shall wax hot. He already said he's going to melt you. He said, but he's here, he said, and I will kill you with the sword. And your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless. If thou lend money to any of my people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as an usurer. You ain't supposed to charge interest. You lend money, you're not supposed to charge interest. Neither shalt thou lay upon him usury, which is interest. Like they charge a what? 20% on credit cards and 27% on credit cards. Ridiculous amount of interest. But the Most High said, if thou lend money to any of my people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as an usurer. Neither shalt thou lay upon him usury, which is interest. If thou at all take thy neighbor's raiment to pledge, his clothes to pledge, thou shalt deliver it unto him by that the sun goeth down. Give it back to him before the sun go down. For that is his covering only. That's his clothes. For him to cover his body up. It is his raiment for his skin. Wherein shall he sleep? And it shall come to pass when he crieth unto me, that I will hear, for I am gracious. You say you're going to hear. You know what he said when he hear. What are you going to do? Verse 24, and my wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless. He ain't playing. See, a lot of people think they getting away with something with the Most High. Don't think again. Deuteronomy 24 and 15. Is this why they don't like you to read in the Old Testament? I love him for who he is and how he is. Deuteronomy, don't you love him? Look, Deuteronomy 24. It show you that they breaking all the laws of the Most High. People are keeping the laws of the Most High. That's why they tell you that you're not under the law. So you won't know these laws and look and compare it to the wicked and the evil that's being done. Deuteronomy 24 and 15. At his day, thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it. When he work, you give him his money. Pay him for that day's of work, that day of work. At his day, thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor, and set of his heart upon it, lest he cry against thee unto the Most High, and it be sin unto thee. And he already told you what he gonna do. He's already told you what he gonna do. Go back to Leviticus 19th chapter, verse 14. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shall fear the Most High. I am the Most High. So you're supposed to be not supposed to curse the deaf. They can't hear. I seen a deaf person. It was pretty much done in. Police just pretty much done them in. They couldn't hear. Tell them to do something they can't hear. They couldn't hear. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind. Put something in front of the person, a blind person, they can fall, or, trip, or stumble, or cause them to, lose out on something because they can't see. It's bad, man. Look at go to the book of Deuteronomy. '27th chapter. Verse 18. 27:18. Cursed be he that maketh the blind to wander out of the way. Right? And all the people shall say, hallelujah. I'm not saying that. That was inserted there. I'm not giving homage to no entity but the Most High. Understand this, overstand this. But thou shalt fear the Most High. Most High said, I am the power. Go to Proverbs 1 and 7. Proverbs 1 and 7. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. So the fear of the Most High, he said, I'll melt you. So that don't make you be afraid? That don't make you think again? He said, the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. But fools despise wisdom. And wisdom is the proper application of knowledge, how to apply this knowledge in your life, and instruction. You can't instruct them. Can't correct them. You can't instruct them on how to be wise in the eyes of the Most High. because they fool. That's why he say, verse 22, how long, you simple ones? Say, how long, you simple ones, when you love simplicity? Say, how long, you simple ones, when you love simplicity? And the scorners, the one that's going against the truth, the word of this the most high power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And scorners delight in their scorning. And fools hate knowledge. You hear that? Fools hate knowledge. Well, he got something for you. Hold that. Go to Isaiah, the first chapter. Crazy. It's insane. All this time, here we are. Still. Go to Isaiah 1 and 3. It said, an ox knoweth his owner. An ox knoweth his owner. And an ass his master's crib. But Israel, we the 12 tribes of Israel, does not know. My people does not consider. That's sad. The ox knows his owner. Mosiah said, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Amos 3, 1 and 2. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquity. He said, an ox know of his owner, and the ass his master's crib. Know where his crib is at, where his master's crib is at. Ox know his owner. But Israel, we the Israelites, does not know. My people does not consider. Say, oh, sinful nation. Ah, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity. A seed of evildoers. Children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Most High. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backwards. Backwards. You say, why should you be stricken anymore? Isn't it enough? Ain't you been through enough of Jacob's trouble? He said, why should you be stricken anymore? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick. He would have said the whole head is sick. The whole heart, mind faint. From the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and purifying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. Listen. Go to Jeremiah 30. Such a case that we are, boy. Verse 5. But thus said the Most High again, and again and again and again. We have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Say, hear the voice of trembling and fear. Scared. Bet you know what that fear means. I know you know what, you should know what trembling means. And not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man does travail with child. A man feeling those contractions that a woman have and having a baby. Wherever do I see every man with his hands on his loins? As a woman in travail, a woman having a baby, them contractions that she have. And all faces are turned into paleness. Say, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. That's what we in now. The time of Jacob's trouble. But he shall be saved out of it. So we're going to be saved out of it. But it's going to take us to repent and to come back to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High and have faith in the Most High. About showing myself outside. But we got to go through this. And we're going through it. This is the last time that we have to go through this. This is the very last time. Verse 12. He said, for thus said the Most High, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous. Jacob's trouble. There is none to plead that cause. Who's pleading our cause? That thou mayest be bound up, that we may be gathered up and told the truth that we are the Israelites. And that we have to repent and come back to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, that everybody can be blessed on the earth. No. It's not happening. There is none to plead that cause. That thou mayest be bound up. That thou hast no healing medicines. You hear that? We have no healing medicines. Just something to pacify whatever we dealing with. No matter what the situation is. We marching. But what does that got us? They still killing us. Since George Floyd, we still being put to death. Over and over again. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. Where your lovers at now? When you see your lovers killing you in broad daylight. They seek thee not, they ain't looking after you. For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy. You hear what he say? He wounded us with the wound of an enemy. We were sold to enemies. Deuteronomy 28:68 says, and the Most High shall send thee into Egypt again another time with ships. By the way where I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there, when we go on these ships, you're going to be sold to your enemies for what? For bondmen, and slave women. And no man shall save thee. No man going to redeem us from the condition that the Most High said. What he say? I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy. Because we ain't want to listen to him. He told us all this. All this is written. This is what I'm going to do to you if you don't keep my law, statutes, commandments. You don't do what I say do, my rules and regulations, I'm going to do this to you. He did it to us. Gave us to the worst of the heathen, the most wicked in all the world, and to an unjust king. It says in Ezekiel 7:24 and Song of Three Holy Children, verse 9. Straight up, he told us this, already warned us. Say, all that lovers have forgotten thee. Yeah, you loving them, but they forgotten you. You ain't thought about it all. They seek thee not. They ain't seeking after us. For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisements of a cruel one. You hear what he's saying? He wounded us with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thine iniquities. Because what we did against him, he told us he's going to do this. So we can't say anything, because he already said, this is what I'm going to do to you in the future, if you don't keep my law, statutes, commandments. I'm going to wound you, the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. You hear that? Because we kept sinning. We kept breaking the Most High's laws. And now we not under the law. Why criest thou for thine affliction? That's something. What's they say? Why criest thou for thy affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquity. For the wickedness that we've done, the sins that we've created and done before the Most High. Because thy sins were increased. We put flavor in sin. Our sins compass the sins of the wicked. We taught the wicked ones our ways. I have done these things unto thee. Verse 17 say, for I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, said the Most High. Because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. This is the Israelites. These the people of the book that nobody seek after. Thus said the Most High, behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents, and have mercy on their dwelling places, where we gonna live at. We read about it in Isaiah 14:1-3. And the city shall be builded upon their own heap. The nation's going to build our cities. And the palace shall remain after the manner thereof. And out of them proceed thanksgiving and the voice of them that make merry. Ain't going to never cry again. And I will multiply them, and they shall not be few. We'll have a lot of children. Say one going to bring forth 1,000. And they shall not be few. Saying the little one going to bring forth a whole nation. I will also glorify them, and they shall not be small. This is what he's saying. Their children also shall be as aforetime, and their congregation shall be established before me, and I will punish all that oppress them. How about the verse 16? He gonna punish all of the oppressors, right? What did he say? Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. That's devouring us now. They gonna be devoured. And all thine adversaries, all our enemies, every one of them. He's not excluding anyone. He said, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoiled thee, they that robbed us, shall be a spoil. They're going to be robbed. And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. That's judgment to come. Verse 21, Yasharallah, and their nobles, our leaders, that's going to be over us, shall be of themselves. You hear that? Going to be of the Israelites. And their governor shall proceed from the midst of them. And I will cause him to draw near. And he shall approach unto me. For who is this that engages his heart, his mind to approach unto me, said the Most High. And ye shall be my people, and I will be your power. Okay? So, that's the good news. Sounds good to me. What about you? So let's continue. Verse 23. Behold, you know, Most High, when you read Exodus 15:3, the Most High is a man of war. So he always gonna bring some power all the time pertaining to him. That's why you're supposed to fear him. Listen to what he say. Behold, the whirlwind of the Most High goeth forth with fury. A continuing whirlwind. Going around in a circle. A continuing whirlwind. It shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. You hear that? Them chariots coming, y'all. The angels. It's going to fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. It say the fierce anger of the Most High shall not return until he have done it. You hear that? The fierce anger of the Most High shall not return until he have done it. And he's not a man, he should lie. And until he have performed the intents of his heart. When are you going to do this? In the latter days. The last days. We're in the last days, y'all. Ye shall consider it. So I'm going to leave you with that on mind. He said in the last days you can consider it.
As joined.
And we in the last days. That whirlwind of the Most High is that destruction that's coming. It's going to fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. So you got a choice that you be wicked or righteous. Be righteous or wicked. Which one do you choose? And we're going to continue on Leviticus 19th chapter. I spend a lot of time on this right now. So if you like further information, you can reach me, Priest Wam, at P.O. Box 20012, Long Beach, California, 90801-3012. And study this. And I'm out. Shalom.